dancing, having a ball. Got their hands in the air, know what's on the wall. Saw it, I'm at the bar, about 5 feet tall. She gave me the number, said, this type of thing happens every occasion. Don't get caught up, that's not in the equation. On my mind, on my money, on my money, on my mind. But right now, I'm trying to have a real good time.
So hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's just a macho thing.
Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine.
It's all about the he says, she says bullshit.
Hey, good evening, chat. How's everyone doing? Cole Hauser here, Praise the Raw podcast. Just doing a quick video. So I just want to say hello and just want to talk about today. So I had a collectors con convention here that I worked, and I gotta say they had a lot of great stuff today. So all I want to do is just showcase some of the things I picked up. I wish I had that. I wish I was able to show the stuff from yesterday, but we had a great show with Beardo yesterday. It was awesome. So it was a great time. So props to the Beast for that intro. That's all the Beast. So Soundwave Superior 199 hail. Insomniac, how you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, that's a great intro. Love it. So yeah, I went to this con today. I had to get there because I worked, so I had to get there at like 7 this morning because we had to do setup, get all the vendors going. I took a few pictures, showed it. Actually posted one of the videos here on YouTube. Had a lot of people today, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. So what I did was, part of my security work I do walking around, I get to check out all the vendors that are there. Yo, John Ambler, Hill Speed Force. I get to check out a lot of the vendors that are there. So I'm walking around, I'm just like, don't buy anything. You got enough stuff. So I come to this one vendor, and I'm like, okay, I gotta look at this. So I see they got the sound. I don't know if you can see that okay, but Hail, Speed Force, Princess Minerva, yeah. So I see this Soundwave. Well, he's Cassette Man. Before he went over to Hasbro, so I saw this there, and I was like, you know what, that thing looks pretty cool. So, and then you can see the back of the box, with the wording. Actually, you know what? Let me put this on my other camera. Let's see if I can see that. You know what? I'll just pop it right here because it's a lot easier. So you can see here, you can see the back there with the kid with the earphones, and it comes with everything too. So it actually comes with the earphones. So now it doesn't work, but it's totally cool because I remember seeing this thing when I was a kid. And I can't remember what store, but I saw it at a store, and I was like, you know what, that was so cool. And I was like, I saw it there. And I asked them how much it was, and they told me the price. And I said, okay, understandable. But, the memories kicked in of when I was a kid, when I first saw this thing. So I was like, okay. They gave it to me. I checked it out, looked at it, opened it. It comes with Ravage. So, and then, like I said, it comes with the earphones. And, of course, it doesn't work, but everything is in there. Like, it's complete. The packaging is a little worn and stuff, but it's just great. So when I saw it, I was like, do I buy this thing? Do I get it? So I was like, I told them, okay, because they actually have a store outside Montreal, and they said they were getting rid of all their G1 Transformers. And I'm just like, let me get back to you. But also, what they had was they had a G1 Optimus Prime as well. You know, they had this as well. And now my mind is ticking. I'm just like, don't do it. Don't do it. And so I'm like, things all nice. Like I said, the box is a little thing, but it's not bad. It's an original. So, but so I see both of them. And hey Dimple. I see both of them and I'm like, I wait a little bit because I'm still walking around and I'm seeing other stuff I want to get. And because they got so much. Like I took some video. They had a lot there. And I was just like, I'm checking out this. There was a couple things I looked at that I wanted to grab. There was some GI Joes. Like I don't know if I mentioned, but I stopped collecting GI Joe originals unless I find like say like a Sky Striker or a Night Raven or Condor Z35 or Rattler, stuff like that, and of course the USS Flag. But I'm just not because I'm trying to complete the classifieds, and the classifieds they're just crazy, going out of whack with the numbers. But so I walk around and I see something that I kind of just said, that's interesting. So I see this. So it's a Master of the Universe crossover with Transformers. So I was like, okay, because of the He-Man movie and, Mattel and Hasbro doing these crossovers. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to grab this. So because this is real. A lot of people think, because there's a lot of stuff out there that it's not real. So I grabbed it and I messaged Jay and I text Jay. I said, look what I got you. I got you a Starscream / Skeletor He-Man Transformer. So I said, Jay, this is for you. And he's like, man, you didn't have to do that. And I said, no, you know what? It's not going to sit in my collection. So this is your Starscream guy. You like the new He-Man movie. You're going to like the new He-Man movie. So I got it for you. So that was for Jay. So going back now, I'm walking around and I'm debating. Am I going to get this Soundwave and Optimus Prime? So I'm just like, because then I went back and I said to the vendors, I said, okay, how much for both? And they said, listen, I will knock $250 off I'll give you a wicked deal. Because they're, like I said, they're not doing the G1 Transformers anymore because they pretty much sold everything because they said it was just so much to hold on to. And then, going back and forth with people. So they're like, I said, okay, you know what? What's your final price? So they give me their final price. And I said, okay, done. I'll take it. So like, I was like, I had to have this. Let me just blow this up. Like I had to grab this. Like how can I say no? All right. Like this thing, it looks so cool. It's just awesome. So with the headphones and everything, and of course it doesn't take any batteries. It doesn't work, but yeah. So I grabbed this, and then of course I grabbed the Optimus Prime G1. This is an 85 and it's a rub. So, like I said, the box is a little, but like I said, it's a G1. So how can I say no? So grab this, and then also there was something I was actually looking for. I picked up. I picked up number 31 classified of Zartan. And this one's pretty cool because so there's two Zartans. There's this one, and then there's the regular one. But this one, like I made a trade with the guy for actually a retro GI Joe Mass Device. I think it was like the 25th anniversary set, and I already had two of them, so I was like, you know what, I'll trade you for this. And this thing, because this thing runs over $200 if you're able to find one. So and it's cool because it has the wheel. Hold on here. It has the wheel, so it shows its different aliases. So this is pretty wild. He looks like Shredder there. Oh, this looks cool. So, but inside, when you open them up, you see, you know, the Dreadnought symbol, but you see they have a helmet, a head for Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. So, I know Jeremy would love this one, but yeah, this was a pretty cool pickup today. Let me just go back here. So yeah, that was pretty much my day. Let me just go here. John Ambler. Yeah, I remember a few crossovers. Jay said to send that to me for verification purposes. Yeah. Yeah, they had a lot today. I don't know. Let me see if I can. You know what? I'm just gonna bring up a video I took today. Let me just go here. They had so much stuff. I was like, you know, it's like, what do you do, right? Let me just share my screen. Often, we do toy shows like once a month. So we have another one in May. Then we have a Star Wars con in June, and then we have the TFCon, the Transformer Convention. That's 3 days in July. So that's gonna be the big one. So let me just share my screen. Hold on, let me just make this bigger. That's what she said. And let me just full screen, and let me hit play. So, yo, Ronan, what's happening, bro? So, Ronan, I was just showing some of the Transformers I picked up. So, these are some of the, you know, vendors that we had. So we're walking around. I was just walking. This is basically when it just pretty much opened. No, was this? No, we weren't open yet. We were still setting up. Are they all in Canada? Yeah, they're majority of them in Canada. We do like three of them in the States. So our big one. So they had one in LA when I was in Orlando, so I didn't go to the LA one. And then we have one coming in October in Orlando. So we'll be at that one where Jay will be and some of the Geeks and Gamers will be there. So I literally just walked around when we were setting up and just going through all the vendors. They had a lot of nice stuff. So you see some Thundercats there, some GoBots. You know, they have the comics there too. They had some Voltron there. What else? Yeah, they had some G1 Transformers here, some GI Joes. You know, and the thing is too. So I'm able to go around. And the thing is too. I get a discount because I work for the Ontario Collectors Con. So they all see me and they go, "Oh yeah, you work." this is your gig. So yeah, I'll give you a discount. There's some Robotech there. Usually more of the statues, guys, and toys, but maybe I should check out these cons for Godzilla toys. Yeah. So Marvel and stuff. Yeah, I'm just like I said, this was about, I think this was about, because we opened at 10, like our shows goes from 10 till 4. So we started at like, so this is me walking around about 8:30 or so, 8:39. And so it's just walking around, getting a peek of everything, seeing what they got, because that's the one thing I get to do is, while nobody's there yet, I get to check out what's around and what's there. So at least I can just say, hey, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy this. And you know, oh, and I hate Funko Pops. I really can't stand Funko Pops. There was a booth there, and all the lady had was Funko Pops. Those things drive me nuts. So yeah, so literally I'm just checking out, and of course more vendors came because there was an accident on the highway, so more people were coming in. So there was a lot. You can see there that's some like the Voltron stuff. You see that AT-AT, that Vader, had some Mario Lego, some more Transformers there. Yeah, some more Transformers there. This vendor here, I know the guy. I bought some stuff from him in the past. I was actually selling some stuff I had as well, because I had some like old school Transformers that were broken or whatever, and I just got rid of them. I guess I want to show how's my Gina Funko Pop. You know what? If it's Gina, that's cool. So yeah, just going around. I bought some stuff off of this vendor here, because he gets some G1 stuff as well. So is that a Godzilla back there? See up there? Here. Oh, let me pause it. Hold on. Yeah, if you see up there in the corner, there's the sound wave, and then there's the Optimus Prime I bought. So you can see it up top there. I guess where my mouse is. So these are the people that this was the vendor that had it. So they were really cool. Like I said, they gave me a deal because he basically said, you know what, if you take them both, I'll knock 250 off. So I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, that was okay, let's see. Yeah, so that was the convention. Oops. Hold on a second. How do I get back? Oh, here. I was like, oops. Okay, I'm here. So yeah, it was a pretty cool show today. Hold on a second. Oh, what am I doing here? I'm trying. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty cool. But like I said, I was pretty happy to get this G1 Optimus Prime. I wish I had a table here. I could just put it. Well, I'm still working on my layout, so for everything. So yeah, that is so nice. I am actually going to do a count one day with all my Optimus Primes. So just thinking in my head, I believe I have about like 22, 23 Optimus Primes. around there, maybe more. I go through everything, and again, Soundwave Superior. I will say it. This is pretty cool. Before Hasbro took him over. Yeah, I love on the back too when it says unimaginable. How can a headphone stereo become a robot? Like that is wild. That is so cool. So yeah, that was my day today. Did I want to buy more stuff? Of course, but sometimes you just have to you just gotta say no. And trust me, there was a lot more I wanted to get. Like even one of the guys I know there, he was just like, "Did you get that USS flag yet?" And I'm just like, "Nah, you can get that USS flag." Ronan, John, inconceivable. Yeah, it's I when I'm at these toy shows, and I'm kind of happy that I get to work them because I'm literally at home because I'm just these things are wild. So because I'm gonna stream later. I'm gonna play some Modern Warfare later, but I was kind of giddy because when I got this Soundwave, when I got this Optimus Prime, I just want to show them. So I want to do a quick stream. I just wanted to do a quick stream and just show them what I got. I could have saved everything I did yesterday, and we could have been showing everything, but I didn't because let me just grab it here because I know I opened this yesterday. The Nemesis Prime Optimus, like it's such a good piece because I opened him on stream yesterday, and he just looks so good. The purple, and I think I've told this in the past. The purple works. It's just so nice. But like I said, I bought two of these, so I can open one. Let's see if I can get rid of the shine. Yeah, there we go. Like it's just so nice. And of course, everyone's complimenting me today. And he goes, like all the customers, they're like, "Oh, nice hat! You got a nice hat there." What time for Modern Warfare 2? I could probably do it in like half an hour. I could do it in about half an hour. Insomniac. Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick stream. Yeah, it was so much fun today. There was so much. This one guy bought. I was actually looking at because I have all the deluxe Insecticons, but for one of them, Chop Shop, I'm actually missing the box. But I have them complete without the box. But there was one there, and I know the guy, I know the vendor because I bought a few things from him, and I saw it there, and I was like, you know what? I asked him how much he wanted, gave me the price, and I said, okay, I'll let you know. Then somebody came, bought all four of them, and I think like he gives me my price, and then he gives the regular customers their price, but for all four, he made like $1,200. Insomniac, yeah, you know what? We can play in like 2 hours, so yeah, I'll jump on probably around like 9:30, but yeah, if you come on around 10, so yeah, it was just I love these toy shows and I was talking to some of the guys and they because they go down to the States all the time. They go to a lot of the retro cons, and they said the retro cons do not come close to the ones that we have here in Canada. They're great, but you guys just have like more. There's more of a selection. So, and I know Mozamboni's been he was telling me about the retro cons he's been to. Jay's told me as well. It's it's like I bought my lot and I was like, I walked away. I was like, okay, I'm done because it can get ridiculous. when it comes to buying, old G1 toys and stuff. It's just like, where do you stop? Oh, and it was funny too because at that same booth, they had a crate full of records because I used to DJ back in the day, so I still have all my vinyl records from DJing, all my house and hip hop 12-inch records, and I'm going through actually no, I see it there. The first record I see is Miami Vice soundtrack, and it has all the songs like, well, Phil Collins, Sheena Easton, Peter Gabriel, and I was just like, oh, I so wanted to get this. I should have made a deal and just said, hey, listen, throw this record into, because I love my vinyl. I still buy records to this day. So that was cool as well. It was wild. It was a wild day today. And then it was funny. My boss, who owns the collectors, he was he bought the original Hall of Justice from the Superpowers, because the guys had it there, and he's just like, okay, yeah, I found it. I can't believe that they're remaking this show. I can't believe it either. Hey, DH. Yes, Miami Vice Final. Oh, DH, is it the one where Crockett and Tubbs are on the front with the Testarossa? It's like a dark blue album. Let me know, because that's the one I saw. I literally, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I should get this. Because, yes. Okay. Yes, the Daytona. Okay. No, this one didn't have the Daytona on it. It had the Testarossa. So this one must have been part 2. This vinyl. Yeah, because it said Miami Vice too. So yeah. So the first one would have had the Daytona, and this one had the Testarossa on it, the white one. So yeah, it was a pretty cool day. It was a pretty cool day. But again, like I said, I had to just walk away and say, okay, I am done. I can't buy anymore. Like, because it's funny too, because the one guy I bought some stuff off, he has a mint Jetfire cased, and I'm like, oh geez, why did I see that Jetfire? Like, he's asking quite a bit for it, but do I need how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I need a 5th Jetfire complete? Well, actually, no. It would be my 3rd Jetfire complete, because actually, well, complete with the box, because I have one here that's complete with everything, no box, and then I have one in my office that there's no accessories. Well, I have some accessories, but not complete. But I see this one here. Yo, Isaac, how you doing? I saw that Jetfire today, and I'm just like, you know what? I had it in the. It's okay, but I saw it in the video, and I was like, do I get it? Hold on, let me see here. Did I take a video of it? Maybe. Let me just see here. Let me see. Like, I even saw I saw a fan's toy. Oh, okay, here, I found it. Thanks, Isaac. Yeah, Elite Super, do it. Let me just share my screen. Share my screen. Yeah, you see it at the top here. So, hey, Momenta. Yeah, you see the top here, the Jetfire in the case. Like, I'm just like, Jeez. And then of course he has a Megatron right beside. And then he has two Soundwave masterpieces, one here, one there. Then he has some Macross here, some Robotech. So I'm like, I said, listen, at the next show, because we have our next show next month, I'm just like, oh, Jay would love the Voltron. Because he got the Voltron. So I'm just like, oh, does that Megatron? Yes, it does. Hey, Bruce. But yeah, like I said, this Jetfire here is complete. And he's asking, what do you want? I think he wants 875. 875 Canadian. So I don't know, what is that, like 500 American? Where's my thing here? Yeah, Jay has a Voltron, but it's all stuck together. Because it's so old, he has to take it somewhere. Let me see. CND. C to USD. Let me see. 875. Oops. So yeah, it's like it'd be like 639 American. So what's up? What's up, Elite? Yeah. So if I gotta think about it, because I want it. Do I need it? No. Do I have to have it? Yes. Oh. I never had the complete set of Voltron. There was a lot of Voltrons complete there. Like there was quite a few. I saw one guy walk out with the vehicle Voltron. Yeah, I want this Soundwave because this is the masterpiece that comes with all his cassettes. It comes with I can't remember the two cassettes. The one dinosaur. Yo, Jose Taco. Oh, Jose, we're just I had the OG set. Jose, here's some Macross. Here's a Robotech Macross. This was at the toy show I was working at today. So I was just showing how I want this guy has another Jetfire complete. And I'm wondering if I should do the dirty and buy it. And like I said, do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. Because that would make it that I have 3 complete Jetfires. Since some of you are here, I'll just show you where's the it's at the top corner. I know that vendor. So let me just go back. So so this guy had see here's the deluxe Insecticons. I wanted to get this one here because the Chop Shop, because he's boxed. I have one complete but without the box. And then he has a complete Mega Predaking without the box. He has a clones. The Decepticons clones doesn't have the insert. So hey Donna. Happy Sunday. Looks like you found some goodies for bragging rights. Yeah, I did. Hail to the chat. I watched Voltron at the time as a kid. Over time, ended up with 3 of the Lions. I always wanted the complete set. Are these different versions of Jetfires or all the same? These are all the same. These are the G1. There is another version of Jetfire that has the Macross sticker on his wing. So there's another one out there. Still waiting for one of these manufacturers to engineer the front legs of the Black Lion for Voltron to comply, so you don't have to. I've watched Voltron. I just never had the toys. Let me just go here. Just gonna go through. This vendor here, I know they had some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, sorry, the UN Spacey sticker. Yes. So had quite a bit here. One of them had a lot of one of the vendors where I bought my stuff had a lot of the 25th anniversary GI Joe uh, figures. I have quite a few of them, but they had quite a bit of them. And then he's just like, listen, if you buy these, I'll knock 20, I'll knock 15, $20 off the ones you're looking for. So I said, you know what, next time. I have the Cobra Wolf. Cobra Wolf is one of the nicest Cobra vehicles you'll ever see. Because not it well with the Snowcat, and then you have the Cobra Wolf. Of course, they have the Snowpedos, torpedoes on skis. The GI Joe mindset. There's Junkyard Dog. Got some X-Men. Oh, and our next show, we are going to have, which I met last time. We're going to have the X-Men, animated cast. They're going to be there again. So I was with Wolverine. So I was his handler for the day. So you got a whole bunch of X-Men, Fantastic Four comics at this booth. So again, to everybody, the show hasn't started yet. So I was just walking around, doing my rounds, making sure everything running smoothly. What you got here? You got some Star Wars, got a bunch of stuff here. Got some cars. You got some Thundercats. You got some Rambo. Yeah, a lot of the vendors has the old school stuff too. So you have an Omega Supreme here. Yeah. You got Twin Cast. He's basically Blaster, but after he got in the fight with Soundwave in season 4 and they both blew up. You got God Jinrai here. He's basically Optimus Prime with a massive trailer that turns into one big robot. So I actually have this one. Yeah, the Takara God Jinrai. I have that one. I have him here. He's buried. They actually have a Takara Nemesis Jinrai as well. I gotta get that one. See what I mean? There's just so much. There's Mutton Junkyard. There's the Vipers. I have the Vipers. I have the Baroness and her bike. Like I said, they're still setting up. Guys loading up their comics. I did the OG battle cat. Oh, nice. Then we had there was, vendor with the Legos. Some Marvel there. See, nothing happens at my shows because, they were telling me, they were like, we wish you were in LA and I tell them I don't do LA. I couldn't. I was in Orlando, so I couldn't go. Some Star Wars stuff there. It looks like some Lego there. This vendor. It's just funny how this stuff goes. I have an app that tracks on my video game collection. Is there one? I don't know. I'm just doing my own digital list, my own digital inventory. These guys had some Transformers. It's funny, it wasn't even a Transformer show, it was just a regular show. The logistics of these shows still floors me. Oh, they're crazy, these shows we do. Like so typically we're there the night before to get all the tables set up, but we didn't have to because we sent them the plans and they set them up. Was this for a really big event? Yeah, it was pretty big. It was pretty big. But we only have one room. When we're in the other place, we usually have two rooms because when we do our shows at the other one, it's usually toys in the big room, and then it's comics in the other room, or it's video games in the other room. So some more Transformers there. Like I was at this vendor here, and the guy's like, you work with the con, so yeah, if you need anything, just let me know and I'll give you a discount. Some Star Wars here, some Lego. So yeah. I guess those are Pokemon balls. And there was quite a few people in the overflow room who were selling the Pokemon cards and stuff like that. Oh, and there were tons of Hot Wheels. Like there were some vendors who just had nothing but thousands of Hot Wheels. Thanks for everyone hanging out. Yeah, and so again, back to and of course there's some Lego, Super Mario Lego, some Transformers there, some Gundam. There was quite a bit of Gundam there. And of course, yeah, this is the booth I was telling you about where, do I buy this Jetfire next time around? Yeah, so this show was an all toy show. Usually we do in June we have a Star Wars con, and then in July we have the Transformers convention, and then we have the big Transformers convention in Orlando. So, and then yeah, got some video of that Voltrons. That looked like King Kong there. That one vendor had some Transformers. We were trying to work out some pricing. Yeah, we're still waiting for more people to show. Look at that mask. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, that's Godzilla back there. A bunch of stuff from Aliens. Yes, we charge admission for this event. So we have 3 tiers. If you want early admission, it's like $20 per person, and then it's like $5 for kids. And then at 12 is afternoon, it's like $10, and then at 2:00 it's like $5. So some people want to get there early because they want to buy stuff before it goes around. Yeah, lots of video games. Nintendo, people are selling video games. There was one guy at the booth who had the N64. He was selling that and a few games complete for like $300. And then Star Trek figures, some Ghostbuster figures. Yeah. So yeah, it was a great show. Yeah, it was a great show today. I had a good time. Still have my N64. My goal. Oh, nice. I want an N64 because I want to play some Cruising USA. I want to play some Cruising USA. Want to play some Wave Racer. I know Ronan and I think others they're getting the Neo Geo. I had the OG Neo Geo, but yeah, yeah. My shows don't. There's no trouble because I let people know. It's like let's have a good show. I've only had to throw one person out one time. You know, um, back in February, but these shows go pretty good. They're nice. They're fun. They're lots of fun. Um, have a good time. I got what I wanted. Got the toys that I wanted, so I was pretty happy. So yeah, me and toy shows they're dangerous. But you know what? I know my I know myself where you can't buy any more stuff. You just can't. And I didn't. I got what I needed. Um well, it's funny because um even for the Zartan, if he wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have if he wasn't there, of course I wouldn't have bought him. But the Zartan is so hard. This Zartan is so hard to find. And because the price they charge, because the regular Zartan classified you can get for like 25-30 bucks. This Zartan is going for over 200. Even a Serpentor is selling for over 200 because it comes with the air chariot and everything. Even the double zero, because zeros is double zero snake eyes. I found the guy who had it. The box was it wasn't mangled, but you can see the cuts. And I'm not paying for a Transformer, sure, not for a GI Joe classified that is newer. Because you know what you're getting when you're buying a toy from the 80s compared to buying something that's 2025. So it's what you're willing to pay and what you're willing to give. Elite Super Grunt. I'm saving up for a retro console and CRT TV, but yeah, I need to stop buying stuff and need to start buying a new optic for my AR and sidearm. Cool. Yeah, there's will I ever stop collecting? Who knows? Is like I said, for Generation 1 GI Joe, I am not collecting anymore unless there's because for GI Joe there's just way too much. But because I'm doing the classifieds now, I don't want to. I want to continue that. But unless I like, for instance, the flag, even the shuttle Defiant. If I could find the Defiant for a good price, I want that too because that thing is pretty cool. But yeah, there's so much. There's so much out there that I want. And yeah, as I said, do I need another Jetfire? No. That money I need to put down for Fortress Maximus fans toys that's coming out. That's what I gotta worry about. Yeah, it's crazy. But listen. I was a kid in a candy store today. I literally was because I found some stuff I wanted, and that the Soundwave, yeah, the Soundwave I had to have. Any word on your Soundwave shipping? Nope, not yet. I have to. I think I'm in the same boat as everybody else. Just have to wait. One sec. I'm just gonna kill that. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I do have the You know what? Let me do a quick check on that Robeson Soundwave. Because I know they send. Let me see here. ROP. Robeson. Because I wasn't the only Robeson I have is the Optimus Prime. Because I'm not I just don't care too much for all the other ones. Let me see. February. Yeah, this is view your order. It gives you the option buy again. I'm not buying that again. That thing was expensive. Yeah, confirmed. We are preparing items for shipping. Let me go to this one. Yeah, there it is. Shipping ground UPS. View your order. Order summary. Yeah, so it's nothing is updated yet. So Jose Taco, Holy buy a pickup neighborhood. Yeah. Oh, hey Magnus Prime. All right, done eating. Let's see. Hey Jed. Yeah, I would trust me. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear from when that sound wave is going to ship, but it's not telling me anything. So to view your order, send me the link. Let me do that. Let me just see, because trust me, no one wants to know more about. Nobody wants to like. This thing wasn't cheap. I think I think this is the most expensive transformer I've ever bought. Is this because he used a lot more than the Optimus Prime. Do I have room for a flag? Yeah, I have room for like 10 flags. Oh, okay, here, track. Yeah, I got enough room for I got a lot of room for the flag. So yeah. Wow, can you believe this? If I were to buy the Robosen, if I was going to buy the Robosen Soundwave now, it would be $2,000. Sup, man? Have the OG. Love the OG. Watch. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Back in the day, someone over my head. Yeah, I hear you. You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah. So nothing yet. So there's nothing. There's nothing on this right now. Yeah. There's nothing on this Robosen Optimus Prime. I mean Soundwave. The Bumblebee looks cheap. You know what? I wasn't interested in the Bumblebee. I definitely wasn't interested in the Megatron because Megatron's not a tank. I do have the G2 Mega. Well, you can see up top there, the Generation 2 Megatron. That one I'm okay with. But yeah, and then the Grimlock. I didn't buy the Grimlock. I'm okay with that. Optimus Prime and Soundwave so far are the only ones I care about. Yeah, so no news on the Robosen Soundwave. So I like I said, I'm gonna have to wait. Yeah, so some of you who just joined us picked up this today. It's complete with the headphones. It's got everything in there. It comes with Ravage. So grab that. Grabbed an Optimus Prime. Like I said, the box is a little, but hey, I'm not complaining. And then grab the Zartan classified. Yeah, I'm not complaining with the Optimus Prime the way the box is. So text Jeremy and give him hell for streaming over you. Jeremy's allowed. He's probably I do that and he says, "Where are you? Why aren't you modding in my channel?" He's like, he'd be saying, "Shouldn't you be working? Shouldn't you be modding?" But yeah, no, today was a fun day. There was, like I said, there was so much I wanted. Yeah, I'm not bothering Jeremy. I bug him sometimes. Yeah, it was. What else did they have there today? If they do a Starscream, I'll definitely grab. You know what? I think the Decepticon jets. I don't know if I'm wrong here, but I think the Decepticon jet, because you have wings that have to move. I think a Decepticon jet would be a little tougher. To transform, because okay, so think about this. You have it in jet mode. A combination of things have to happen for that jet to transform. His wings have to go a certain way. His tail fins have to go a certain way. You know, that one's going to be. That's why there's only so many ones they can do. And I think Starscream would be. I think any of the Decepticon jets are going to be pretty complex for, going from basically jet mode and then going up, because let's just say with one of these with one of these Decepticons here, like the wings have to go a certain way, the tail fins have to go a certain way. So I don't know how that one's gonna. I don't know how that's gonna play out. Yeah. I don't know how do I have one here? Do I have a Decepticon jet out of the box? Well, I got a Starscream, but yeah, think think about if Dreadwing was going to transform. So many things have to happen. Like, it's one thing for Prime's head to be coming out, but he would have to let me just grab Starscream. So Starscream's basically his his wings are gonna have to fold a certain way. His tail, his back wings are gonna have to fold a certain way. So I don't know how a jet would work. Um, Now you know who would be easy. I know they're not gonna do it, but um, I think Skylinks would be pretty easy because all Skylinks has to do is, all hey Everclick scale. All Skylinks have to do is his head has to come up, tail goes out, legs come down, and he's in his dinosaur mode. Hey Doomverse, that's it. So I think Skylinks would be pretty wild. Or you know what? If they're doing Soundwave, and then if they're doing Soundwave, do Blaster, right? Because I think Blaster would be a lot easier as well. So why not do Blaster? I always love the commercial with Rumble. Hey Kara, do you have any WWE wrestlers? I don't. I wanted to collect the LGN ones back in the day, but I didn't because I'm a big wrestling fan. No, but I was saying I love when the commercial when Rumble finds Blaster. Hey Soundwave, check out this radio I found. Yeah, that was cool. I always love that commercial. But yeah, they actually had at the show today. They had a lot of wrestling figures, a lot of box sealed. Somebody had a old school WWF ring. I saw that today. Somebody had it. I don't think they sold it, but who's your favorite? Oh, so Hulk Hogan's my favorite. But okay, let me say no. Hulk Hogan's one of my favorites, but I like Junkyard Dog. I like Coco Beware. I like Natural Butch Reed. Ricky Steamboat. When it comes to the old school, and then when it comes to I love Stone Cold Steve Austin. Love the NWO. There's so many. Rowdy Piper was one of my favorites. Oh, geez. The Rougeau brothers, the Mountie. I actually went to WrestleMania 6 because WrestleMania 6 was in Toronto, and that was the one when Piper was facing Bad News Brown, and Piper painted himself half black. It was so funny. You know what? My favorite match, WrestleMania 3, Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man. I think that was the best match ever. That's my favorite match. And then for something newer, WrestleMania 17, tables, ladders, and chairs. I don't think anything was going to top that. I remember when we went to go watch that at a bar, a bunch of us, we just thought people expired after, when that WrestleMania 17 tables, ladders, and chairs was insane. Dudley Boys, Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian. That match was just insane. One of my favorite matches is Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, the first ever ladder match. Yeah, that was a great match. I remember that one. And then of course Bash at the Beach. Who's the third man? That was classic. But for anybody out there, go watch WrestleMania 17, the TCL match. I'm a WrestleMania 3 guy. Yeah, I love WrestleMania. WrestleMania 3 was hype. That was crazy. You know, Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon. Um, remember when us when when as Jesse Ventura called him, Chico Santana came in the ring and beat up Slick. That was classic. Oh man. Oh, WrestleMania 2. I love was the 20-man battle royale with the rest with the NFL football players. William Refrigerator Perry, honorary G.I. Joe. Oh yeah, the WrestleMania 17 TLC match. One of my friends was there and was the craziest part of the match when Edge speared. Yeah, off the chain. That was, I tell you, that was anybody go watch that match. You want good classic hardcore wrestling? That match was insane. Yeah, that match was crazy. What was another good one I watched? Trying to think. WrestleMania 2 was great. Have you seen Andre the Giant versus WrestleMania 3? WrestleMania 3 when they fought for the first time. Who was trying to think of another great match I watched. WrestleMania 2, King Kong Bundy. Did you watch? No, I did not watch WrestleMania 42. You know what? After the Attitude Era was pretty much done, I was pretty much finished with wrestling. The Attitude Era you'll never get back because when it comes to newer style wrestling, Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, those guys, Triple H, those guys they knew the storylines. Like, we can say whatever we want about Vince, but the storylines back then were just classic. You know, it was just classic. I got a DVD. It's called Austin versus McMahon, and they just show some of the craziest stuff that those two went through at each other. Yeah, I still watch today's wrestling, but I don't really like it because TKO, they're running it. Yeah, like I said, once Stone Cold and the battles between Stone Cold and Triple H and The Rock and Kurt Angle, those were memorable matches. You will never get anything like that again. All right, have a good one, John Ambler. You'll never get matches like those again. Remember when was it the St. Valentine Massacre when he threw Vince off the steel cage and he bounced? It's just like, it was crazy. Paul Hauser, if you can own a weapon replica used in the 80s movies, what would it be? Oh, that's a tough one. But I'll probably go Optimus Prime's laser rifle. What else was there from trying to think. What was that one match between no, was it it was WrestleMania 17 between The Rock and Stone Cold. And then that's when Stone Cold was gonna basically do his heel turn. I thought that was kind of funny, yeah, because I remember watching that on that documentary, WWE documentary where Stone Cold was saying he was trying to get to be hated, and then when he kind of started going off, and then that's when everyone hated him. how that was there was some classic stuff. And as I said, I love the stuff with NWO with the Bash at the Beach. I thought, you know, they just I I thought Hogan, Kevin Nash, um, Scott Hall were just they were perfect. And then yeah, it did lose its edge when they kept on adding more people, and then they went to black and white, and I just thought it lost, because even when they brought Dennis Rodman in, it was like, I kind of laughed at that when they brought Dennis Rodman in, but once they started bringing everybody, and I remember they were saying that on that NWO documentary where it kind of lost its edge because when it was the three of them, that was perfect. You know, the NWO did some crazy stuff. They did some. That was magical. Like that was magic. That was wrestling back then. Yeah, D-Generation X. That was cool too. And you know what? I love that battle between them, between DX and Stone Cold when when that one where he Stone Cold blew up the DX Express. Like that was just classic. I hear you guys were looking for me. Oh, and my favorite though, my favorite is when was oh, hey Lieutenant Renegade Raid, awesome. Um my favorite was oh, Stone Cold and Booker T in the grocery store. That was classic. Yes, I heard that, Kara. Yeah. Um Actually he has, I think Jay mentioned last night that the documentary on Hulk Hogan on Netflix has been pretty good. So said it was pretty good. But yeah, I always go back and watch watch the the Stone Cold and Booker T in the grocery store. Like nothing tops that. That was hilarious. That was just too funny. And then when they went to the church because they're first they were playing bingo and then they went to the church and they're talking Booker T was talking confession and then you know those were just some wild stuff, like just wild. And then of course the of course um the master plan. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. And JR is like, that son of a bitch. I made fools of all you. That was classic. That was some good attitude wrestling. But, um yeah, that was some crazy stuff back then. Like I know everyone's asking Jeremy to finally start a wrestling channel, and I wish he would, because just going back and because I don't need to talk me wrestling. I like going back and watching the whole Attitude Era and everything. So those were perfect. And you can say what you want because I don't know if anyone's watched that DVD. It's called the Monday Night War. So basically between WWE and WCW for Monday nights, and how you can call it dirty what uh Eric Bischoff did, but the fact that Monday Night Nitro was live, uh Raw was taped, and hey old Renaissance boomer, Raw was taped, and he would leak. He was leaking the he was leaking the matches that were already decided on his on, out there, so on the screen, so people would stay and watch Nitro instead of going over to WWE. We know who won. So I thought it was pretty. Say what you want, that was pretty ingenious. You know, it was dirty, but hey, what are you gonna do? Yeah, it was crazy stuff. Everyone, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Does anyone have any crazy matches from WWE they like from the Attitude Era? Great time for simplistic. Yeah, great time for wrestling. Oh, it was just so good. It was fantastic. Shane McMahon, the diabolical plan. Yeah, I go back to growing up watching WWF when you had guys like Corporal Kirshner, Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, Killer Bees, British Bulldogs. Watched all those guys. I quit match with The Rock, Mankind. Yeah, that was a brutal match, and I still laugh at this, but I still love the whole Rikishi running down Austin in the car. I mean, yeah, I'm up there. I'm old school. When I was watching wrestling, it was the Golden Crusher, the High Flyer, Jumping Jim Rozelle, Big Gagne. I was watching SD Special Delivery Jones, Danny Spivey, the Moondogs. But yeah, I love that whole arc with the Rikishi. I did it, I did it for The Rock. Everyone's trying to find out who ran Stone Cold down. And then when they brought everybody out to say like who did it, but that was classic. And then Rikishi tried to run him down again. The Attitude Era was the best. Yeah, I remember that match. Even when they brought Mike Tyson in. If anyone's ever watched that, did anyone watch that one where Chris Jericho brought what's his name? Who's the guy from Mad TV again? Oh geez, that name. It's killing me now. Yeah, Will Sasso. Hey Phil. when he was pretending to be Stone Cold, and the way he walked out into the ring, and he was just like waving his arms up. That was like he did a great job. And then when Stone Cold actually came to the ring, and Sasso was just like, "Hey, I didn't mean to do this. Jericho made me do it." It was just that stuff just had me rolling on the floor. It was just so funny. And that's why you can't beat the Attitude Era. Will Dad do? It's funny. But yeah, even the storylines back in the day with WWF were pretty good. The whole arcs with everybody. Nikolai Volkov singing the Russian national anthem, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan came running out with a 2x4 to, clock him in his head. You're not singing that here. I remember Stone Cold getting attacked in a bar. Yeah. And then, of course, when the ECW and the WCW invaded the WWF, and Stone Cold had to come out and take on everybody. It was some good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Jeremy, you gotta start that wrestling channel. You gotta do that wrestling channel. Yeah. I love the Rock's line with Booker T is like, "Who in the blue hell are you?" That was classic. There's so much stuff you can talk about with the Attitude Era. Yo, Mo Zamboni. I was just doing a toy stream earlier, and now we're just talking some good old wrestling. Talking some good old wrestling. But still, one of my favorite ones was when Stone Cold beat up what's his name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Okay, cool. Thanks. I'll check it out. Oh, this is gonna kill me. Oh, sorry, and Jim Ross. I completely forget his name, slipped my mind. And Vince, when Vince came to the ring and he just got all satanic, he's like, "Open him up, he's your best friend." He starts beating him with the belt. Just the comedic stuff, when Stone Cold's beating up a Vince in the hospital and hits him over the head with the bedpan. Like, you can't get more crazy than that. Filming his Corvette with cement. Coming into the ring on a Zamboni. Jeez. This is what I usually go back and watch, because nothing beats the Attitude Era. And this is why I don't need to watch wrestling, because everyone says the wrestling today stinks. So, and I have no interest to watch it. Because if there was anything that it was as good as the Attitude Era and the stuff back then I would be watching it, but I'm not. So, and I'm sure a lot of you are probably in the same boat, because it's just not the same. It's not the same. Like, I don't know, besides John Cena and I guess Randy Orton, I really don't know who's, or Cody Rhodes or whatever, but I really don't know who's who in this new wrestling, because I don't follow it. I can pretty much tell you all the matches in WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3, but I can't watch. I've tried, says Dale Bro 48. Yeah, I won't even bother, because I hear so many people talking about how the new wrestling is. And am I wrong? Do they have Saturday Night's Main Event back? Is that something that came back? Because you just, like I said, I haven't been watching anything, but you just hear, oh yeah, they brought back Saturday Night's Main Event. So, So anybody in the chat know of that? I used to love Saturday Night's Main Event back in the day. It was on I think it was on like the last Saturday of the month, because I remember we'd always like, oh man, Saturday Night Live's on again. And then when you see in the guide, it's just like, yes, Saturday Night's Main Event's coming on. And you know that intro with the song, was it from Emotion? Dun, 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 dun. You know, it was just classic. You know, you just got the wild, craziest matches. Yeah. There's Ronin. Yeah, nothing beats Saturday Night's Main Event. Thanks for everyone who's hanging out. Insomniac. What's crazy is I never watched any of the Attitude Era wrestling. Stopped all that stuff you were describing. I remember seeing replays of it because it's how big wrestling was. Yeah, wrestling was huge back then. When the Attitude Era was on, that's all we were talking about. Oh, Stone Cold did this. Stone Cold did that. You know, DX was doing this. You know, doing the suck it, and it was just crazy back then. You know, I remember watching that. I remember watching that one where DX went in a tank to WCW headquarters. I remember watching that because I remember that was on. It was just like, wow, this was crazy. But I go back all the time now to the Attitude Channel to watch, because they got a lot of stuff adding and playing. Hail Doc. You should do a wrestling stream. Jeremy's too busy with Cobra Cast. Yeah, you know what? I need some more. It'd be nice to have some other people on doing that. But you know, I'll talk. Don't worry, I'll talk to Jeremy and I say, hey, listen, either you do this or I will. Yeah, wrestling was fun back then, because I do know they are the Geeks and Gamers. They're still watching. I think they're still watching it on locals, like WrestleMania and stuff like that. But I got no interest. I got no interest watching. So. How's everyone doing tonight on this lovely Sunday? I got in trouble during conservatism because I threw the DX sign to an elderly crossing guard. That's funny. Oh, you gotta be careful when you're doing the DX to somebody that's older. I was sick yesterday, lost 15 pounds. Oh wow. Hey Wayfair. We're just talking some wrestling. Well, we were talking Transformers and some G.I. Joe earlier, but then we kind of just moved into wrestling. You know, it's funny because I think it was a few days ago. It was they were showing who was it? Well, Roddy Piper, because there was a thing up where I think it was April. Was it April? He was born at the beginning, and then one of my buddies posted a meme where Piper hit Jimmy Superfly Snuka in the head with a coconut. You know, you couldn't make that stuff up back then, especially for Piper. Mike extended an invite to you for that wrestling stream. Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Well, He should be here talking about it. He should be here. Yeah. Superfly, I saw him in person in the 80s. Oh, cool. I went to a match at Maple Leaf Gardens. I can't even remember who was wrestling that night. I know Hogan was there wrestling. And then I went to WrestleMania 6, and WrestleMania 6 was Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. And that's when Ultimate Warrior beat Hogan, because Hogan was going to be doing movies. So I guess he had to go with the title. Why do you all say hail? Hail to the chat. Hail to the chat. Yeah, because I think we were talking about Piper the other day. We were talking about him and Keith David when they had that big fight in the movie They Live. Oh yeah, because that meme was up where Piper is like, I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. That's such a great line. That's such a good movie too. Piper had some great lines. Yeah, I like They Live. Piper was crazy. Hey, remember in WrestleMania 2, Piper had the boxing match with Mr. T, and Piper got disqualified for body slamming Mr. T because he had enough. He just picked him up and slammed him. Oh, hell broke loose at that one. Yeah, Mo. That was like they're fighting for like an hour. Those two. Just put on the glasses. Yeah, them body slamming Mr. T. Yeah, that because I remember they were trying to say who was a better boxer. Oh yeah, because Mr. T was coming off of Rocky 3. So Piper's like, "Oh, I can outbox you." And then he slams him. And he gets disqualified. Oh, that was funny. Oh, and didn't Piper and they shave what was that the midget wrestler? They shaved his head, and they made him look like Mr. T. Yeah, gave him a mohawk. What was that wrestler, that midget, the wrestler's name, the midget? I can't remember, but yeah, Piper and Bob Orton grabbed him and they shaved his head. Well, they gave him a mohawk. That was funny. Anyone in the chat can remember that wrestler? I can't remember his name now. It was so long ago. That was a while ago. But yeah, like I said, I love WrestleMania 2 with the Battle Royale with the NFL players. You had Bill Frolic, Ron Francis, William Refrigerator Perry. Who else? Yeah, you had a ton of guys. Let me see here. It was. That's going to bug me right now. Oh, the Haiti Kid. Yeah, the Haiti Kid. Yeah, the Haiti Kid was the midget wrestler that Piper and thing gave a mohawk to. That was funny, and that was the one line that Piper said in that where he said, "Never would I shave my head like an Indian and paint myself black." Like Piper, he just didn't care. He just threw those things in. Piper was the best. Jim Hutchins did not wrestle in the 80s or 90s. Yeah, so that, and then of course I remember in WrestleMania 3 they had that uh they had the Hillbilly Jim with the midgets against King Kong Bundy and and the midgets he were with. So that was that was a funny match. But yeah, the first match of the night was a great one. It was the Can-Am Connection versus Don Morocco and Bob Orton with Mr. Fuji, because Mr. Fuji was their manager. Yeah, the Can-Am Connection was Tom Zink and Rick Martel. Rick Martel was funny when he became the model and he had the spray called Arrogance. That was just that was too much. He had that cologne spray, and he was just like, with the arrogance. That was funny. I don't know if anybody here remembers that. Rick and the Model Martel. I am the model. And he had that pump spray that said arrogance on it. Oh, it was so funny. It was too funny. And then he would spray everybody. When he was going to take you down, he would spray you. And then it was one of the Rougeau brothers who became the Mountie, and he had the shocker, and he would shock you. And I remember here in Canada, a lot of Canadians were mad about that. Well, the RCMP didn't like the perception how they were being portrayed, how they don't shock everybody. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. There were some wild wrestling. There were some wild wrestlers. Um, yeah, I can go on for days about wrestling back in the day, but it was some fun times. Yeah, have you seen the Halloween Saints? RCMP, no, let's trample. Yeah. But I think back in the day, my favorites were the British Bulldogs. I think the British Bulldogs was my favorite tag team. And then I remember Junkyard Dog and Tito Santana. They teamed up. That was pretty cool. Legion of Doom. Do you remember the Machines, Mo? It was when Andre got fired and he came back in a black mask, and his partner, they called themselves the Machines. That was pretty funny. The Legion of Doom. Who else was a favorite? Did you ever have backyard wrestling, my friends? Nice. Yeah, the bushwhackers. They'd lick people's faces. The bushwhackers. Demolition was pretty cool too. Yeah, they were in the Hall of Fame. Axe and Smash. Um, who else was there? My friends. That's funny, Mo. I'm trying to think. Yeah. There's Iron. Oh, I don't care what anyone says. I still love Akeem. When One Man Gang, he's now from Africa. He became Akeem with him and Slick and Big Boss Man. That was hilarious. He was like, "What? He's from Africa." I remember that video. There's that one intro of a Big Boss Man and sorry, of Slick and Akeem, and he's telling how he came from the darkest roots of Africa. Yeah. Yeah, Wayfair, Hakeem, a real G with a capital N. That was, they got away with some craziness back then. You know, like even Gold Dust. Gold Dust was pretty wild, and him and Booker T. Um, jeez, yeah. Then it became Tugboat. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous when we became Tugboat. Oh, and then they were actually on the Arsenio Hall show, and Arsenio was asking the question like, are you sure you're from Africa?" It was it was too much. Even wearing that dashiki and that hat. I tell you, wrestling will never be the same like it was back then. It will never be. Big Boss Man beating everyone up with his nightstick. Didn't Goldust have a? I maybe. I don't know if did you guys watch that one where Goldust and Booker T were in the 7-Eleven, and yeah, IRS. I I'm gonna come and I'm gonna come and take your taxes. Yeah, because him and Million Dollar Man became Money Incorporated. That's right. Um, was that epic fail? Tugboat. Yeah, Tugboat was a fail. Yeah, 7-Eleven Booker T and when he offered him a bite of his hot dog. Goldust is like, "You want a bite of my wiener?" That was too much. Or the one where um Goldust was in bed with Booker and Booker's girlfriend or wife or whatever, because they're all ready to get it on, and after the blanket comes and it's Goldust in the bed. That was too much. Oh, the best is when Goldust was Darth Vader and he went to Kevin Nash. He says, "No, I think it was Big Show when yeah, it was Big Show when when he says, "Do you know what happened to your father?" and and to Big Show, and Big Show's like, "My father's dead," and then he's like Gold Dust is like, "No, I am your father," and then he starts hitting him, and then Kevin Nash comes in. He's like, "And who's your daddy?" It just starts pounding on him. I tell you, it was too much. I have a Voltron camera with disposable bulbs. I saw in my attic. Oh, nice. See, now I gotta watch those. Yeah, the Shockmaster when he came out, his helmet came off. Yeah, there's a lot. There's some fun days. There's some crazy stuff. Steiner math. Steiner math. Steiner math. That was too much. Shockmaster clip. This There's so much stuff to pick apart, especially with Sid Vicious dumbass. Yeah, Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious. Psycho Sid. I'm trying to think who else did some wild stuff. Yeah, I didn't care for Sid Vicious. I really didn't. I know he was like the new guy to be the bad dude, but yeah, I didn't care for him. Yeah, I was never a big Psycho Sid fan. Same thing with Brock Lesnar. I was never a Brock Lesnar fan. Um, Sorry, I had to put this Kara Crandall on a timeout because doing the same thing over and over and over again about some Mike Myers game is just driving me nuts. So I went to school with Val Venus. So I know Val Venus very well. I know Val Venus very well because I went to school with him. Yeah, no, listen, if you see someone spamming, just ban them. Because, yeah, you know what? Um, I put them on a timeout, or what should I do? Just block them completely? Wayfair, do you just want to block this person completely? Okay, yeah, let's just get rid of them. I don't need that. Well, I timed them out too, but I say just remove him completely. I don't need this garbage. Uh, okay. Trying to think. Yeah, the Big Lebowski. Yeah, no, Val Venus, he's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy. Because I went to school with him. I was able to meet some other people, with him at one point. So nice guy, because he's from my area. So Um, trying to think for we did yeah, there was yeah, we followed a lot. Yeah, we do need a wrestling stream. Mo, you down for a wrestling stream? I think we need one. Oh, geez, like you know, yeah, I love that one when Stone Cold stunned the whole McMahon family. It was yeah. Well, you know what, Mo? It's basically I only care about um I only care about the attitude. Well, from the 80s to to because the Attitude Era. What do you say? When do you think that ended? What was that, like 2007, 2008? The Attitude Era went to. Let me see here. Uh oh, May 6th, 2002. Official, yeah, May 6th, 2002. The official endpoint marked by WWF changing its name to WWE and launching the Ruthless Aggression era. Mm. Uh, try to get Epic Mike or Jeremy. What was it? Epic Mike. Yeah, I'll have to. You know what? I can talk to Epic. I can talk to Mike. It was it was a decade ago that I learned that Bret Hart wanted to really push Austin. But didn't Austin and Bret Hart have a feud? No, like in real life, where he just did not like him. They did not like each other. Because I was watching, there was a thing here. There was a thing on YouTube where basically went back for the whole feud between Austin and Bret Hart. So yeah, yeah. Listen, I'll talk to Jeremy too. So it's not like he can't jump on. If we do this, I'll talk to Epic Mike. If we do this, like I don't think it'll be a big deal. He'll come on if we were to do this. I thought so too, but Austin owned a lot. Yeah, it was just what I saw on on the there was a video that was going on, and it was talking about that, the whole Bret Hart Austin feud, where I don't know, it kind of, some of the stuff kind of they talked about it. It was like Bret Hart wasn't a fan. The only one thing I remember that Austin never won against Bret, but Bret wanted Austin to be the next best thing. I like I said, I just saw that video. I watched it. It was like they were just showing all their matches. Yeah, they're showing all their matches. But yeah, we all know the feud between McMahon and Bret Hart because of the Montreal screw job. I like I'll be honest, I wasn't a Bret Hart fan. Okay, Austin interviewed. Okay, I wasn't a Bret Hart fan, so regardless if he's Canadian or not, I wasn't really a fan of his. Hart clocked Vince. Yeah, no chance. That intro song. I don't know. What's everyone's favorite intro song? Um, I gotta say, like, I love Stone Cold's intro, but Vince's intro was just, him in that walk. Yeah, Montreal Screwjob will never be replicated. It was almost talked about topic. Hulk Hogan, a real American, yeah. Yeah, no, a real American's a great one. But like, okay, like I just Vince McMahon's no chance, just it just you knew stuff was going down. Oh, and of course, Million Dollar Man's money, 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 and that laugh. Because I think the Million Dollar Man had the best laugh. You know, like did you guys watch that skit when he went to the jewelry store when they're making his $1 million belt was ready, and all he was doing was laughing? Like he just kept going. It was just so funny. I'm the $1 million man. I love his old skits when they go to the restaurant. Is like, or he went to the swimming pool and he wanted the pool to himself, and they kept on giving the swimming pool guy money. He's like, I want this pool for myself. I tell you, back then they had some wild. The writers back then were they knew what they were doing. I use demolition in my workout. No chance it's supposed to be played one time. They were wrong. Austin Street was amazing and ended that speech in style. Oh, nice. Yeah, there was some classic intro songs. Well, listen, Corporal Kirshner did the Corporal Kirshner when he came out. He did the Stars and Stripes. I really pay Hosaf to have the pool all myself. Nice. Uh have you seen that call? That's me. No, I haven't seen it. I'll check it out. I will check it out. Um, who else is I liked? Yeah, I like the Dudley Boys. Dudley Boys was fun, but the one skits that always killed me was the Right to Censor. Yeah, like Right to Censor, they were pretty funny. They were. I love that one when it was Chris Jericho. Yeah, the Honky Tonk Man. But when Chris Jericho and The Rock were cutting up Right to Censor, and and The Rock asked what's her name? Uh we gotta ask you this. Do you like pie? And that look and that horrified look she had on her face was just gold. It was just so funny. Do you like pie? Oh jeez. I literally was dying laughing. And then who was it? Who came out? Oh, and it was China and same skit. It was China and um Was it Hardcore Holly? I can't remember who it was, but came out. He was eating the pie. But Right to Censor, they were just funny. What was that girl's name? Of Right to Censor? What's her name again? Does anyone remember in chat? Hey, it's me. While chat is doing that, I'm gonna look up. Let me just. I'm just looking it up now. Ivory. Yeah, that's right, Ivory. Hello, it's me. Yeah, her name was Ivory, and that yeah, I love that skit. You know, Ivory, tell me this: do you like pie? And the way her that look of shock and horror was just classic. It was just too funny. It's like, how dare you? And then the Dudley Boys tricked them, pretending that they were part of they wanted to be part of Right to Censor, and then they just change and get the tables. What's up? Dudley Boys killed me. Those guys are funny. There was a YouTube video where all somebody did an edit where and where all it um was Rayvon Devon. All he was doing was doing the doing the headshot to the nuts. It one after another. It was just too funny. Yeah, get the tables. There's I tell you, there's so many people that I could give a give a table to. There's so many. Hope chat's enjoying our went from a toy stream to wrestling talk. Uh, Give me one sec, chat. Um, um, yeah. Dual streaming. Sorry, Cole. Oh, that's cool. No, everyone do what you need to do. It's all good. We're all here to support everybody. I'm just trying to, you know, just I'm just reliving and remember some of the good old wrestling stuff. You know, it was a lot of fun. It's a shame that you can't play this stuff because you get hit, but well, because as Jay says, uh, you know, Jay says WWE, they're relentless. They'll hit you for using their stuff. Yo, Bruce, what's happening? Remember the story arc where Mae Young was pregnant with Mark? Yeah, that was nasty. That was oh god. That was nasty. Toys and wrestling keep things going. Yeah, I did I did, Bruce. If you go back to the beginning of the chat, I showed some of that stuff. Um, showed some of the toys I got. So I got a couple more other things, but yeah, it was a good toy show. Did you ever enjoy the? I never played the N64 game. You know what? It's funny because I played other wrestling games. I've never played the N64 game. I never played that one. But we used to go to the arcade and play wrestling all the time. Yeah, well, listen, I want one because I want to play. I want to play some Cruising USA. I want to play some Cruise in USA. Cruising. I didn't care for Cruising World. I did not care for Cruising World. And then yeah, and like I even looked at Road Rash 64. Doesn't look as good as the Sega Genesis. Because I think Road Rash had I think Road Rash was great on on Sega Genesis, so that looked pretty good. Yeah, so going back, yeah, like I remember the Dudleys gave Mae Young at the table. That was funny. Was that Mae? Yeah, that was Mae Young. They got the tables on her. But and one of the funny things I liked was what what's his name um when Regal was William Regal was doing a poetry night reading Shakespeare. And when the glass breaks and Stone Cold comes walking out, and you see Regal turn around and look, he has that look of disgust on his face, and then Stone Cold just walks in the ring and stuns him and walks out. That was awesome. That was awesome. You're singing poetry, and Stone Cold just comes and takes you out. Oh boy. Look, I tell you, the Attitude Era was just unbelievable. But I even like some of the stuff like afterwards, when Stone Cold was taking on um yeah, Wayfair. You know, I know Steve wasn't a big fan of it, but the whole Cole, remember the Genesis? Yep. Um the whole Arn Anderson thing where Stone Cold, basically uh urinated on him. Um it was I thought it was funny, but apparently Stone Cold didn't want to do that skit. And he's like, it's better to be pissed on than pissed off. Or no, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. And then you see all the yellow on Anderson's shirt, and it was just like I tell you, they did some wild stuff. Stone Cold was awesome, and I learned to in WC Sting the rafters was often yeah. Did anyone ever see that one match? I can't remember who it was. There was a bunch of guys, but it was the time you had Jean Claude, Chuck Norris, Carl Malone. Was it Carl? I can't remember which basketball player, and Brett Hull. They all jumped in the ring to protect whoever was in there. You know, it's funny. Okay, Chuck Norris and Jean Claude. Oh, what was the football player's name? Oh, Herschel Walker. Yeah, it was Herschel Walker that came in the ring to protect whoever was in the ring. But what's Brett Hull and Herschel Walker gonna do? You had Jean Claude and Chuck Norris in the ring right away. And you think Brett Hull's gonna be able to do anything? You think Herschel Walker is gonna be able to do anything? That was so funny that one. Because they literally jumped in that ring with a purpose. Was it Sting they were protecting? I can't remember. The greatest flex to me were McMahon, Eric Bischoff, and Heyman, all in charge of special wrestling shows when Austin got in the ring, and all three were petrified. It was Sting, I think that was there. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was Sting. But I always laughed at that one because you got Chuck Norris, no one's taking him out. You got Jean Claude Van Damme, no one's taking him out. And then next thing you know, Herschel Walker and Brett Hull jump in the ring. What are those two gonna do? They would basically just walk into each other. It was just so funny. Yeah, Karl Malone's a big boy, but yeah, it was just like it was just too funny. Yeah, Norris and Van Damme came in the ring. Oh yes, sorry, it was Goldberg. Yes, it was. Yes, you're right. It was Goldberg. It was Goldberg. Yeah, I knew it was somebody. I knew it was somebody of that ilk, but I just couldn't remember. Yeah, it was Goldberg. Yeah, now I remember too. Yo, Irish Whips. Yeah, Goldberg was all right, I guess. You know what? I prefer Goldberg over Lesnar. That's for sure. Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. Karl Malone and Diamond Dallas Page fought Rodman and Hulk Hogan. You know, you can say what you want about Rodman, but when Rodman came in and was part of the NWO, he just it was literally a match made in heaven. Like those two side by side. It was some off ridiculous, but at the same time, it was funny. Yeah. And what was it? Rodman got fined apparently like 25 grand, but he made like 250 grand because he was supposed to. He missed the basketball, whatever. What was the playoff? But he went to go be with the wrestlers, and he made bank. He made money. Yeah, those were the fun days. Those were the fun days. Yeah, no, definitely. We gotta do a wrestling stream. I'm gonna make that priority because it's just so much fun. He attended the wrestling gig and then suited up for the yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. And you know what? And I thought it was cool that the NWO came back to WWE. You know, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Just hold on, chat. I'm just looking, doing a couple things. Because it's not real. What was that? Oh. Yo. Did I just miss somebody? Did I just see MCU can't be a fan here? Somebody chat. Can you tell me if that was MC can't be a fan? That was just here? Let me see. He was attending the wrestling. Yeah. It was MJ who said about Ramen because of wrestling and the other outside gigs. I don't care. I know I saw something. Okay, well. I was pretty sure. Okay. Well, thanks. I thought I saw something here. Yeah. No, it's all good. All good. I must be seeing things. I must be seeing things. Oops. We got. So, what else is everyone up to tonight? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do a gaming stream because I had a pretty long day. So, because I had to drive, we had to work. You know, it was a really busy day. So I think I will probably skip on the gaming. I might, if I'm up early, I might do a pre-Welcome to the Rebellion stream tomorrow. That Prime looks decent. They fixed ones. Oh, okay. Oh, Bruce, was that one that looked kind of funny? I remember you said you didn't like the I think you didn't like the head on that Prime. I can't remember. Causing Jay take you out to the shooting range. No, I've been to enough shooting ranges here because they're still open here. But no, we were pretty busy. Yeah, they cleaned up the shoulder flaps. Nice. But chat, I think I'm going to call it. Because like I said, I had a long day. I had to be at the show. I had to be at the show for 6 a.m. this morning, so I think I'm going to call it. But I just want to say again, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. This was a good chat. So we're gonna do this again. I think we're doing a Star Wars stream on Tuesday, but I will let everybody know. But thanks again for hanging out. This has been fantastic. We went from toys to wrestling, so this has been a lot of fun. But everyone, have a great night. Have a great evening. And I will see you tomorrow for Welcome to the Rebellion, because Jay is back. He is back. So everyone, have a good night. Take care. God bless, and talk to you soon. Praise Arah.
Anniversary to G.I. Joe. 199, yo, Joe. 40th anniversary, huh?
No, a real American hero. That's what he means.
Oh.
A-R. Yeah, a real American hero.
I thought that was just like coming from the perspective of a Chinese Muslim. Like, praise Allah. That's what I thought that was.
I'm sorry you laughed that she made it wrong, but then when you brought the Chinese Muslim into it.
There you go. Praise Allah. Come get my she chicken.
Oh, shit.